Vahi ra'a ba'aretz. During the day, during the times of the Shoftim, right? So you had, what do you have? You have Yeshua, then you have Shoftim, then you have Melachim, right? So Yeshua brings everybody in. Then you have a period of, I don't know how long, maybe 200 years of the Shoftim. Then after that, you have Melachim, right? You have Shaul HaMelech, David HaMelech, Shlomo HaMelech. Before that, put on vibrate, please. Before that, you had Shoftim. Now, the beginning of the beginning of the what's it called? The beginning of the Megillah, when it says Vahi b'mei Shavuot HaShovatim, it's in a negative connotation, not positive. Why? Because the word Vahi is coming to bring something negative. What's it coming to bring negative? That B'nai Yisrael were at a time where we did our own thing. Everybody did their own thing. And when we had a problem, we went to the rabbi, and when we were done with the rabbi, right, we went back home. Okay?
There's no king in those days.
There was no king. It was Shoftim. Vahi b'mei Shavuot HaShovatim. Now there's a famine in the land. Who's the governor of the land? Avimelech. Avimelech is married to a woman named Naomi. 2 children, Mahlon and Kilyon. Okay. Now Avimelech says he doesn't want to deal with this Rav. He goes, picks up his stuff, and moves to Moab. Now, to know now,
It's like forbidden the whole Moabite situation.
It was forbidden for him to leave. Al tifrosh min hasibur. Everybody's going through a Rav. You're going to leave? It's not. It's wrong.
Because he was in a healthier position, like financially.
Yeah, because he was able to sustain the people through this famine, but he didn't want to get involved. He's like, leave me alone. I just want to be to myself. So not only that, but he left. He left, and the fact that he left, that was very Hashem punished that him and his 2 sons would die, and that's what happened. But you have to realize that Al Tifrosh Min HaSibur, he was the governor at the time. He was the leader, and he was able. So imagine our leader just picking up and leaving when things get rough. Think of our own morale, how it goes down. It'd be a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Was his sons dying a kafah for him, like the whole Masechet?
It was a gezerah. It was a gezerah. Gezerah. Well, he got punished. So it's a mahloket why the sons died. Because what happens next is they marry 2 Moabiyot. They married 2 women, Moabi, right? Now, as a mahloket, when did they convert, before or after? And that the Zohar HaKadosh says that Ruth converted beforehand, but that's a separate thing. I just want to give you the summary of what's going on. So now they marry these 2, then they die. Avimelech dies, and the 2 sons die.
So you didn't say why they died.
So Avimelech died because he left. Right, and the reason why the sons died is either because the father left or because there's mahloket.
They died because they didn't want to ruin their beauty, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Think of Yehuda's 2 sons who didn't want to impregnate. Right, not Tamar. The other brothers. There was multiple brothers. Yehuda had multiple brothers. One was married to a woman. One was married to, I forgot her name. Something with a pay. And she was so beautiful they didn't want to ruin her body by making her pregnant.
I thought that was Tamar. No,
That's no, it wasn't Tamar herself. No.
Looking sharp, someone wrote.
There you go.
Time David.
Chaim David, oh my boy. By the way, Prohibition Pickle is a great place to buy food. Okay, all this stuff, 95% of the stuff is Prohibition Pickle. Huh?
Thank you.
Well, listen, I charge him for these things. This is okay. Listen. So then, what happens? What happens next? So then, this actually, this class is actually in memory of Jonah's father. Jonah Brooks' father. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Shimon ben Baruch, or Shimshon ben Baruch. Anybody could confirm that? That'd be great. Anyway, so now his 2 sons. So now Naomi's left. The mother-in-law's left with the 2 daughter-in-laws. She tells them, go back. Go to your father's house. God bless you. You should get married again. You're young. It'll be good. I'll go back. And that's it. It's a back and forth. Orpah. There's Ruth and Orpah. Shimon ben Baruch. Shimon ben Shalom. Anything else? Shav Aliyah. Neshama Shav Aliyah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So anyway.
Can I
Yes.
insert a little comment?
No.
It's a tremendous responsibility and a real difficult task to be the leader of a community.
Yeah, it is. But if
You
God
know,
gave
so
it to you, then
just saying
you're up
that
for the
it's-
challenge. You got to deal with it. What do you mean?
I tend to, when I hear stories, I tend to simplify the whole thing, and it's not really simple.
Yeah, don't simplify. That's true. That's true. You need to make. Oh, we're doing Rut, by the way. We're doing Rut. Okay, we're not doing the Parashat. Jesse, take a seat. Thank you for Jesse's
It's a
help.
tremendous responsibility. As a head of a company, you're
Yeah,
you're
so listen.
responsible for 135 plus all of their families. You make a mistake or something,
Yeah, you got to pay
it's
for
a
it.
real.
Yeah. I'm aware.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
It's a tremendous.
Okay, so let's continue. So Ruth decides, I'm going with you. Whatever you do, I do. Wherever you go, I go. Wherever you get buried, I get buried. Right?
Your God is my God.
Right. So
She's saying
it's
this
beautiful.
to her father-in-law?
So her mother-in-law, father-in-law is 6 feet in the ground, my friend.
Naomi.
Yeah. And it's beautiful, by the way. It's so gorgeous. It's so scary. You cry. Every time I read Ruth, I cry. Okay? Every time, because it's so beautiful to understand how it's real. It's real. Right? And it's very heavy. Anyway, so
What
now,
happened with the other daughter-in-law? She bounced?
yeah, she left and it wasn't so good for her. It wasn't the situation. Whatever, let that go. Anyway, so now they go to so now they go back and now they say, is that Naomi? And now Boaz comes into the picture. Boaz is the head of the Sanhedrin, and Boaz says that he sees Ruth in the fields collecting shicha and pe'ah because there's no food, right? And he notices her. He says,
Head of the Sanhedrin.
Sure.
He was a massive Talmid Chacham.
yeah, man, yeah, he was a big guy. Yes. And what happens? And then he sees her, and then he does yibum with her, marries, and that's how we get David. That's how we get David HaMelech, and that's how we get Mashiach ben David. Very nice. Very nice. That's the summary. I want just everyone to have an understanding. You get chills, because we're gonna go through something that you're never going to hear from anywhere. You ready? No one's gonna tell you this. Something crazy. I was saying before that I wasn't gonna do this class. I wasn't gonna do this derasha, but I said it to Rav David, one of the rabbis that I know in Jerusalem that has a kollel in the old city of well, he's not in the old city. It was Mahane Yehuda, but he has a big kollel, 2 kollels actually, one in Tiberia and one in Yerushalayim. And it's Yeshuva Makubalim, and I sent him this derasha because I needed help on something to understand it. And when his response was so like the Zera Shimshon got it on the head. So I said, I'm going to do it. So let's go. The pasuk says now we're on Megilat Rut Aleph Tav Resh Chav Bet. Okay, pasuk says Iten Hashem Lachem Umsena Menucha. Okay, so you have to understand what's going on here. She's telling her daughter-in-laws. Go. The pasuk reads as follows: Iten Adonai Lachem. God will give you Umsena Menucha, and you will find peace. Isha Bet Isha. Every woman in their own house. V'tishak lahen v'tisena kolan v'tibkena. He kisses them and they all cry. Women. She's convincing them to go back. I have nothing for you. I have no more sons. I'm old. You're young. Go back to your mother's house, to your father's house. God willing, you should get married again and have a nice life. Don't waste your life with me. Hanging around with me.
Didn't she already marry Boaz?
No, Boaz at the end. This is the beginning. So the pasuk says, okay, you have 3 boys. We're going inside. Iten Hashem lachem umsena menucha. Yesh ledagdek. Lama amar lachem. Why? If you read about Iten Hashem lachem is lashon zachar. She's talking to girls. She's talking to Ruth and Orpah. You understand?
Both at the same time. Okay.
Yeah. So what are you telling me lachem? Which meant lachen. Right? It should be what it should be, right? It should be about women. That's the first question. Why does the pasuk say lachem, lashon zachar? First thing. Second question, the masculine. Second question is, why wouldn't they find menucha if they go to their father's house? He's saying it in a way. She's saying it in a way. Ech tisach adatit shelo timsena menucha. What makes them think if Yiten Hashem lachem, you're gonna get stuff? Don't OD on the hot sauce. Don't OD on the hot sauce, Shlomo. Don't OD on the hot sauce. Stuff's imported. Yiten Hashem lachem, which means what? Hashem should give you. Right. By the way, amen. How could you? Why would you think that she's not going to get? How do you think that they're not going to get? How do you think that they're not going to get menucha? Okay, that's the second question. If you want to say if you want to say that that's because their mazal was bad, because at the end of the day their husbands did die. Okay, right? Right. That's why she said Dahainu mazal. So
That wasn't their sin, that was on the husband's sin.
yeah, but you know you're part of it. You get part of that. You know, to mazal. But look, that's not the answer, so you don't have to worry. But if that was the answer, right? That also is not a good answer. Just like Shlomo said, why? Because the pasuk already said before, Yas Hashem imachem Hesed. Hashem should already give you a Hesed, and what better Hesed than getting remarried? So what is this umsayena menucha talking about? What is this extra menucha? Remember, we said it's two questions right now. The first question is why did she say it in masculine? Which by when you hear the answer, you're gonna get chills. No, it's crazy. It's really crazy. The second question, Sasha, is why does it say imsayena menucha? What menucha are you talking about? If you're talking about that they had bad luck, right? Bad mazal, so she wants to wish good luck. She already said in the pasuk before, Hashem yasei machem hesed, which means that God should give you hesed. What greater hesed could you find than actually getting another zivug? So what is this? There's extra words here that must mean something. Okay, Yoni, good? Mm-hmm. Third question, you ready? The beginning of the pasuk says, Yiten Hashem lachem. But it doesn't say what. Hashem should give you. But it doesn't say nothing else. It says, the pasuk says, Yiten Hashem lachem. Sena menucha, and you should find peace. Hashem will give you, and you should find peace. So what is Hashem Yiten Hashem lachem? What is he giving you? That you're already on to the next part of the pasuk. So it doesn't say. The pasuk doesn't say. It's crazy. Okay? But what?
Before that, what pasuk says?
The pasuk says Hashem will give you hesed, and then that's okay. So the pasuk before, I'll read from the middle of the pasuk. Hashem imachem hesed kasher asitem im hametim ve'im ve'im hametim ve'im adim. Hashem, Naomi is giving a beracha to Ruth and Orpah, saying that Hashem should give you hesed just like you guys did midah kerek midah, just like you did for me and the dead ones, which are your husbands. Okay, but then it says next pasuk, Yiten Hashem lachem umsena menucha isha bet isha. What are you talking about? What Hashem will give me what? What is that? What am I getting? What? It doesn't say. It just goes on to the next thing. That's the third question. Okay.
Is it what you want?
Hashem should give you. Hashem should give you. Give me what? Period. Right. Comma. Right. Umsayena menucha, and you should find peace. So what is the thing? Okay. And if you want to say, and if you want to say that Hashem should give you menucha, it's still hard to understand because then what is the word umsayena? You will find. If you want to say that God's going to give you peace, so fine. Hashem. Yiten Hashem lachem menucha should have read, but it doesn't. It says Yiten Hashem lachem umsena menucha, and you should find peace. There's an extra word. It's something you understand? It doesn't make sense. If you want to say that God should give you peace, then just write Hashem Yiten Hashem lachem menucha. But that's not what the pasuk says. The pasuk says Yiten Hashem lachem umsena menucha, and you should find peace. But what is Hashem giving me in the first place? That's the question. Okay, that's the third question. Now comes. Hold on to your seats, boys. This class is not for everybody. Okay? No. If you're here, you're zocher to listen. If you're one of the 500 people listening, you are zocher to listen, to understand this. Sometimes. Give or take. What are you trying to do to me? Now listen. Listen to me, Shlomo. Take it down. Listen to me. There's a Zohar. A Zohar in Mishpatim. When a man marries a woman, okay, when the man says "Hare'at mekudeshet li bekaspa aden," the words that come out of his now there's two lights that come from a man, from a person, or makif, and or let's talk about the or makif. Or makif is the outside one. What's the other one? Wow. How can I forget this? Or makif, or perimi, or makif? No, makif is so. Or makif, or makif, or I cannot believe that I'm blanking. All right, we're moving on. Or makif, you have an inner light and you have an outer light. This just means that it's not sovev. It's another word. It's another word. I said that first. Yeah, but I didn't sound right. But yeah, or you have when you person says Hare'at mekudeshet li bekaspa aden, the Zohar in Mishpatim explains that the man's or makif gets surrounded by the woman and it goes inside of her. and they become one. You have an energy. You have an inner energy and an outer energy. When the person says, "Hare at mikudeshet be'kaspa zen," it encompasses both of them, and it goes inside of her.
Does it go vice versa? as
No,
well?
before that part. Well, I don't know if we do. I don't remember. It's a while since I did it last, but I don't remember. Huh? No, I said, do we walk around them seven times? You ever say, yeah. No, we don't say kaspa. All right, potato, potato. They do tabat, we do the coin.
That's why they.
We said, thank God.
That's
So
why they
listen,
wear a talit. That's why some Ashkenazim wear a talit.
Why?
Or makif.
there you go.
To bring the unified makif.
So that's exactly what happens. So now, if a man dies, God forbid, guys, listen, because this is heavy stuff. If a man dies, okay, and an almanah specifically, the Zohar HaGadosh says that the Od Makif of the man remains inside the woman.
Until she gets remarried?
No, worse, more. Listen,
Till the Yibum?
if she gets remarried, the Od, the Ruach of the Baal Rishon and the Ruach of the Baal Sheni fight.
Oh.
Yeah, fight. Now there's different mefarshim explain what that means. That definitely not like that. Please don't bring that up here. Please don't bring that from out over here. That they fight. Why? And it depends on who has the greater zechuyot. If you have the first Baal has greater zechuyot, then he's going to overpower, and it's not going to give peace to the woman. She's going to be anxious. She's not going to feel right. It's not going to be good. If the second guy has greater zechuyot, then the second guy will be able to kick out the first guy. This is all in black and white in the Zohar. There's a story about the Hida, okay, who retells a story about the Rashash. Okay, Rashash Yerushalayim. Bahur came and he said he's going to marry an almanah, right? But he doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel right. Should he still do it? Should he not do it? So the Rashash tells him it's okay. Don't worry, it should be fine. P.S. Lo alein of lo alachem. The kid died. The guy died. The Hida asked a very strong question on the Rashash. What happened? How could you allow this to happen? Separate topic. But until today, one second. Until today, if an almanah gets remarried, they do what's called tikkun almanah, which means what? You ever hear this? Tikkun almanah. And Rav David told me, no, before the chuppah in private.
Okay.
Before the chuppah in private, in front of a 3-judge bedin. It's Majnun. It's crazy. that they tell the guy to leave and get out and alam akon, have a good day. Get out and to kish. Okay, and it works.
Okay.
So he told me the next time he's done a few in his life. He said the next time he does one, he's gonna invite me. I'm like, okay, good. L'shem Shemayim, but I'm coming. You understand? Because what? Because so this is the stuff. Now, how does this tie into Rut? We said in the beginning. Now go down to where it says Lachen. When she said,
what? Married already, and then her husband died.
So now, not only that, Naomi knew that her sons were Kiddushim. No, they were only the first ones.
No, her second husband.
They shouldn't have, forget, no. We're talking about Orpah, Ruth and Orpah. Ruth and Orpah were the daughter-in-laws.
Right.
They didn't get, but this is why they're still in Moab. They're still in Moab.
It's about Machlon and Kilion.
Yes, exactly. Staying inside. Machlon and Kilion are staying inside. And Naomi knows that if they're gonna go home, these girls, they're gonna go get married, and the zechuyot of Machlon and Kilion are gonna supersede any goy that they marry, and these girls will never have any type of minucha in their lives.
She wasn't Jewish.
There was. It's mahloket. We said this before. Yeah. Not true. The Zohar HaKadosh says converted before. Zohar says that she converted before. It's a separate.
So this has to be within the fact that she's already Jewish.
Yeah.
Only makes sense.
They just did with Naomi.
What?
She's saying
Just with Naomi.
She's saying go.
Saying go home because I can't help you. So now let's get there. Okay. Now what? Okay. Now how does good question. So what did she do?
She's saying go home and get remarried.
1 second. Lachen, go inside and okay, we're gonna get there. You're gonna get chills. No, you're gonna fall off your chair. Lachen le'achad shamra Naomi yas Hashem yivachem hesed. After Naomi tells them that Hashem should give you guys hesed, so she gives them a beracha, these two daughter-in-laws, to have good stuff in their lives. That's the first thing she did, right? and she added, "Ulhosif sheiten lahem atov afilu ruhani." Lefi sheita yodat, she knew the Mahlon and Kilion were neshamot kedoshot, and she knew that bevadai that the ruach is going to be dabek inside these two girls. Im ken yahzeru lebet iman. They're going to go back to their mother's house, find another Baal, and bevadai lo yimseu manoach. They're not going to find any type of peace. Lo hen, not them, velo ba'lehen, and not their new husbands. Vegam haruach harishon de kedusha. Also, the ruach. Now, the fact that the ruach rishon is what's it called? The ruach rishon is machlon v'kilyon. They're the ones that have the kedusha, and they're the ones that have the zechuyot. They're going to end up staying in those bodies, but it's not proper for them to stay in a guf tameh. So Naomi doesn't want them to stay in a guf tameh. She wants them to go upstairs and get out. So it was twofold. The first one, remember we said, she says, Yas Hashem Yochem Hesed. Very nice. But then it says, Yiten Hashem Lachem. Lachem is Zachar. Who is she talking to? She's referring to Machlon
All
V'Chilyon.
the boys inside.
Yes.
All right.
You understand? The first thing is that what? It's
On
unbelievable.
that level though, like.
By the way, for sure. That you take the biggest Amaretz back then is bigger than any of us today. Hands down. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because you're closer to the source.
Yeah.
You ever play telephone?
Yeah.
So what the first guy says, what the last guy says, is two very different things.
That's true.
That's exactly the same. That's exactly the same story. So they're closer to the source, so they know more. So Lachen first, what did she do? The first she did, she prayed for her sons. The pasuk starts with saying, "Yiten Hashem lachem," right? Lachem. Okay. Mishum hachi amra lachem, Rishon Zachar. Ve'amra yiten Hashem lachem menucha. Hashem, she's praying that she give menucha. Dehainu shetetzu me'aguf tameh ve'timseu eze menucha. That you should leave from these gufot. Do not attach yourselves from these women, and you'll find menucha upstairs, right? Like it says in the Zohar, in the next page, she'ab imlot tinaseh ha'isha hashini. If the second woman doesn't get married, let's say the girl don't get married, almana. We know women that doesn't get remarried. Haruach harishon yotzeh mimena ve'shat be'ama. The first ruach will leave her and wander.
Why would it wander?
So I didn't get an answer. I was focusing on the first part that I didn't understand. And I read the Zohar inside.
It's looking for menucha. So it's looking
But
for
what? So that it started by me asking the rabbi: is it because that they didn't have children that all this transpires?
No, it has to be. It says next-
I asked that no, because it says "Vehu sod hayibum." But if they have kids,
No,
then what's the yibum? No, if they had kids. So that it started by asking him.
If they don't have kids.
It started by asking him. It started by me asking the rabbi. Maybe the Zohar is talking about when they don't have kids. All right, let's review until this point. You ready? It's heavy stuff. Listen up. I'm doing this for you, and it's worth it because you must. I want to shagub lefiv. I want it where you're able to repeat it. Let me move this over. Okay, we have a pasuk in Rut. We're doing Rut. Okay, it says when Machlon and Chilion die. Okay, Naomi is trying to tell the two girls, right, Ruth and Orpah, go back to, right, cut them off and go back. I have nothing for you. I'm old. I got no money and I got no other kids. So just go. So what does she gives a berachat? It says, Hashem, yiten Hashem lachem. Hashem should give you, umsena menucha. You should find peace. Okay, that's the berachat. There's three questions that we asked. The first question was, why did she use the word lachem? Lachem is masculine. She's talking to two girls, right? Why masculine? It should be lachen, nun sofit, but nashim, nekeva, right? And the second question we asked is, what makes her think that they're not going to find menucha? What makes them that the fact that she needs to say, because she already said the pasuk before, Yiten Hashem lachem hesed. Hashem should give you hesed. Really? I'm messing. I'm sorry. I have to. It's funny.
Send out halacha for the synagogue I belong to.
Gorgeous. I have a thing at 1 p.m. I have a thing at 1 p.m. I send somebody messages every day, no matter where I am, what I'm doing. Okay? Yeah. If I'm in the shower, I send it. I don't care. I was playing tennis one time in a match. I stopped. The guy started yelling. I go, shut your mouth. I got to do this. I'm not joking. Doesn't matter. Everything stopped. My whole world stopped at 1 o'clock on the dot. So ashrecha. Fair enough. This third question we asked is when it says Hashem yitin lachem, it doesn't say what he's giving. It just says Hashem yitin lachem. God should give you. Give me what? Okay? And then we said a follow-up to that question, if you want to say and try to answer, yitin Hashem lachem umsena menucha, you should find peace, then why does it just say, why does the pasuk not just say yitin Hashem lachem menucha? Why do umsaena you will find? What does this finding mean? Good. Those are 3 questions. We bring a zohar in Mishpatim, a very heavy zohar that explains that when a man marries a woman, you do weddings, right? Photography, you do weddings, no? So the next time you see the guy say, Hare ani right? Because right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So the person has an od makif. We all made the same joke, by the way. All the married guys, right? We all said the same joke. I haven't done that in a while. Inshallah, good. So and inshallah Shlomo should happen quick. They should say that. Amen. And the zuchut of our learning. The od makif of a person has 2 ods, od perimi, od makif. The od makif is the outer. When the person says those words, he encompasses the woman, his bride, which in turn, boys, it goes inside of her. And that's how you become one with your wife. Okay? Then, if God forbid a man dies and he leaves his wife as the almana, the Zohar says that the person ends up, that the neshama of the first husband stays with the woman. And if she marries again, the first husband's neshama and the second husband's neshama are fighting inside of her because another od makif is inside of her. So they're fighting for territory. This is my wife. What are you doing? I died early, but she's mine. It's a whole situation. Whoever has more zechuyot wins. Naomi is scared. Twofold. One is that the neshamot of Machlon and Kilion will not ascend. That's the first issue. Second issue, because the second issue is that we know that those neshamot are gonna. She knows that those neshamot are gonna win anybody that they marry. They ain't gonna hit the lotto twice, right? They're gonna marry goyim, and then the daughter-in-laws are not gonna have any type of peace, nor will their husbands. It's an amazing, crazy concept. So Naomi says what?
If they marry goyim, then since the goyim won't, I assume, have as many zechuyot as Nachman and Kilion,
Right.
won't they be kicked out?
Yes.
That's the point.
But that's the problem. It will not give menucha to the women themselves. They're done. They're on to round 2. They're on to the next guy. That's all the way back there.
It doesn't only happen by almana or by gerusha too.
Almana, because almana, you're talking about the neshama of the guy. Now, even if now you're talking about the neshama of the guys are going to stay in there. Wrong bottle. And it's, okay, so now what? So now you learn. So far so good. So now we're up to par. Now lachem mitehila. She first prayed for the lurchot of the zachar. Yiten Hashem lachem. Lachem is them. Why them? He prays for her sons. It's not proper that they should stay at a body of a gufa tameh. It's nasty. They want to go. They want to get out. Okay? So we first praise Hashem, iten lachem. Okay? You guys. Okay, then, okay, and then it says, and you should find peace, the men, the brothers, sons. Like it says in the Zohar later on the next daf in the Zohar, even if the second one does not marry again, the first ruach, the guy's ruach stays with the wife. Okay, no, I'm sorry, doesn't stay with the wife. He wanders. Why does he wander? Again, this is a very deep Zohar. I did not get a chance to look into it totally, but I did research what serves our purpose to understand what Naomi's intentions were when she gave the berachot to Ruth and Orpah. But by the way, it's so gorgeous. The Zohar starts by saying, "Mi umi yemaleo gevurot Hashem." Who's going to sing the praise of Hashem? Because who knows this? Who knows that this is what goes on in Shammai? Who knows this? You understand? Nobody knows this. Who knew before 2 hours ago? Who knew?
That's exactly the question I have. How did Naomi know?
Because it's Torah Shebe'apeh. Torah Shebe'apeh was known already back then. Very good question. Awesome question. Really good question. Very soft. That was you're 2 for 2 tonight. All right, show your bones. Sit down. But very good, very good. But the whole reason why was the Zohar written down? The Zohar was written down at the same time the Gemara was written down. Was also written down at the same time the Midrash was written down. Why? Because we started forgetting. So those 3 things had to get written down. But as the Ramachal writes in his Hakdama to the Midrash Rabbah, he explains that the Zohar, if you read the Zohar, it's just stories. Even the Midrash is just stories. Rambam says if you believe every story in the Gemara is true, you're a fool. But if you think that every story in the Gemara is not possible, you're not Bikores. Why? Because it's not relevant. Don't get caught up on the details that do not matter. They wrote it very specifically because what does Midrash mean, right? Doresh, expound, pull out. There's so many lessons. The Tanaim were on such levels that you don't even understand. So what they wrote down could be seas of Torah, of knowledge. Same thing with the Zohar. You can't write something that's private. Remember I talked many times, you don't discuss your most personal matters in public, right or wrong, Mr. Bloomberg. You keep those to yourself, right? Sure do. And that's the point. The point is that the Zohar had to be written down because it was going to get forgotten. But at the same time, we can't write everything out. So what do? We write it in sod, in secret, in examples, mashals, and this and that. And then the ones that understand, the few that understand will understand. You understand? That's how the Zohar works. That's how the Midrash works. The Gemara also, the stories in the Gemara are very similar. The stories in the Gemara is very similar. It's nothing to do with Rabba Bar Hana, my favorite thing, Baba Kama, I think, as Baba Kama, 12 stories. That's delish. 12 stories of, I met a Bedouin in the desert. And he asked me, do you want to see where the sky and the earth kiss? That's the word he uses. It's not proper for a Tanakh to use that type of word. But he uses it. That's what it says. And he takes him and he puts the basket down and then it wasn't there anymore. It says, come back tomorrow. So many deep, deep, deep things that the only way to get out is to extract it. It's not for face value. But if you believe that every story is not possible, what Rambam says, you're not Bikoris. It's not relevant if it could happen or not. Moshe Rabbeinu, one of the Midrashim, says that Moshe Rabbeinu went over the atmosphere. It says, Allah Shamayim. He says, by Hoshech, by Kat Hoshech, Hashem tells Moshe, you hit on top of the sky. That's the pasuk.
Barad.
Hit.
Barad.
Barad or Hoshech?
Barad.
Barad?
Because it was fire and water together.
Yeah.
It was above nature because it's impossible.
Okay, fine.
Fire and
Either way, one of them are caught. It could be.
Yeah, it says, yeah. Well,
Fine, Barad. He tells him, go over the atmosphere and hit it. That's what the Midrash says. If you think that it can't happen, NASA has no problem going up to space all day long. Like the Hafetz Chaim says, the whole purpose of technology that we're going to see now is to show you the hand of God, how great he could be, how he could be everywhere. Internet, such an amazing thing. It's everywhere all the time. How is it possible? If that's something man-made, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu could do. You understand? It's an amazing thing. So again, that's why Naomi would know this. But later on, as the dilution took place and the Zohar got written down, a lot of stuff is left inside. But the Zohar it was found. It wasn't preserved. They found different parts of the Zohar at different parts of history. You know that, right? That's why I have Zohar Hadash, Tikkunei Zohar. They're named different. Why? Because they were found at different parts of history, which means the world needed that Torah at that time. It's crazy. Okay, good. Back to Einat. So now, what did Naomi do? Naomi first prays for her 2 sons that they should leave out. They should leave out, right? Now then what? Now comes Umseina Menucha. Isha bet Isha, right? And then they should find Menucha, each girl to their own house. שבזה הייתה מדברת עמהן שהיו נקבות, שתמצאנה מנוחה עם הבעל השני. And she's saying, now that I prayed for that Machon V'Kiot should go out, which is similar to what they do now by Tikkun Almana. Okay, Tikkun Almana, nobody should ever know, but if it happens, it happens. That they pray that the neshama of the first husband leaves to make space for the second husband to be nice and comfy and no issues. Okay. אבל קודם שיצאו הלכות מהן, אי אפשר להן לעולם למסור מנוח. Zera Shimshon says psycho, crazy. He says, but if she didn't pray the Machlon V'Kiyon should leave, they would never find peace. Ruth and Orpah would never find peace because the Zechuyot, the Machlon V'Kiyon was so great. What do you mean? They're Kadosh. They're Jews. Their Shaki says even the most empty Jew is filled with mitzvot like a rimon.
Now that we know this, if I know an almanah that's gonna get married, should I tell her that she should go?
1,000,000%. Yes, you should. Do you know of one?
I know of one that wants.
Then
to
we
get
should
remarried.
discuss it later. Yeah. Almanah specifically, not a Gerusha, not a divorcee.
No, somebody whose husband died.
100%.
It makes sense, like, because like.
The other way around
Nah,
doesn't go.
the guy
It's just-
didn't really.
It's the man
release
at the-
her, like,
from what I
he
understand.
didn't pull himself out by Almanah, like, he was like forcefully.
He was taken, so that's why he doesn't want another person. The Zohar says, "Mishtamesh bekeli." I don't want somebody using my keli.
Right.
It's my vessel, my stuff. Don't touch my stuff.
It makes
He
sense,
doesn't
of
have
course.
any power outside of this body. The whole thing is that here in this body is where you can act and do things. In the next.
Who
body-
said?
Yes, that's what we're learning now. Is that when you're a soul, you can.
Right now,
stay where you want,
tachlis,
you can do your
tachlis.
thing.
You never had an inclination. You never had a what's the word? What's the good word? You never had a hunch. Where do you think that hunch comes from? Comes from Yereshama.
What do you think? What does
Yeah.
it mean with a soul shat ba'alma?
Where?
Floats in the heavens?
Yeah, shad means wanders.
Yeah, wanders.
Wanders.
Just-
So again, I didn't get a chance to continue asking him on it, but yes, the Zohar says that he wanders. Why does he wander? I'm not 100% sure.
I feel it's like a movie like that.
No, well, it happens. So, what am I gonna tell you? Look, do mitzvot, masim tovim, and kol b'dei shemayim. Okay, so now the second thing about kodem sheyatzu erochot, right? No, okay, now comes, right? What does it say at the end of the pasuk? But tishak lahem, she kisses them. What's this kiss? What's this kiss?
Ooh, is that to take out the?
Cheating.
She was doing it herself.
Kedeh, in order, lishov mehen oto haruach.
That's amazing.
To remove the or makif of machlon v'chilyon that's inside of them. Try to suck it out of them. Unbelievable. Naomi. She was a beast, by the way. She's unbelievable. She was unbelievable. She's tzaddik. You don't understand. Unbelievable. Vehen nasu kolan, right? And then they called out and they cried. They screamed out and they cried. What does that mean? They felt it. They felt it. They felt the Kedusha leave. They felt that the Kedusha leave. They fishe Kevin. No, you'll never hear this class again. You'll never. The Zera Shimshon brings is on YouTube now. But you understand that this is what sword is. You don't get to learn this. That you understand. You read a pasuk and what's it called? You'd fly right by. No one would ever ask why. Only Zera Shimshon, a gadol ador, is able to understand such things and able to extract it and to wait and to figure it out. It's unbelievable. And by the way, Shlomo, every derasha is the same.
Yeah.
Every derasha is the same. When I first started learning Zera Shimshon, I asked Rabbi Silverberg, the one who printed everything. I asked him, I go, is every derasha like this? Like it was just like the first couple because I just started. So he smiled. He goes, yeah, everyone. I was like, unbelievable. Shtabash shemo. לפי שכוונת נעמי הייתה שאין ראוי שהרוח הקדוש יתיישב בגוף טמא. That the kavanah of Naomi was that it's not proper for a ruach kadosh, a Jewish neshama is kadosh, should not stay inside a guf tameh. V'him sofan v'itgayed.
But this, if he says V'im Sofan V'itgayer means that they didn't convert yet.
Yeah.
Mahloket.
That sounds like they haven't.
We're gonna go that way. Yes, we're gonna go that way.
So
We're going that way.
It shows that a Jewish soul could go into a Gaish body.
Yes, agreed, correct.
And
Right.
also Naomi's boys intermarried.
Yes, that was.
Okay, let's pick on the
Some of
good.
the midrashim are like, fine. Some of the
Yeah, you're
midrashim
right.
are not so positive on them.
100%.
No,
No. We're not painting
not
a rosy
clear.
picture. No, we're not painting a rosy picture. Look, at the end of the day, they did die.
Yeah.
They died for a reason.
Their husband.
I'm saying that.
Do we know why they did it?
So that's
Or
what I'm
just
saying.
said they died?
It's pretty. I think the majority thing is that they didn't. But I think the
They didn't help
machloket
in the
is on root.
Famine, they ditched.
I think the machloket is on root herself. But whatever. Again, I didn't get a chance to look into it. But yes.
Which
But,
one, Logan?
Whether she converted before.
I never heard
or
she
after.
converted before.
Yeah,
Oh,
whether
the
she-
fine.
conversion process, okay.
Look, this whole derasha is showing that they didn't. So for all intents and
Yeah.
purposes, we'll go with they didn't.
How she converted. We learn all the halachot of conversion are from her, but she says only when they're leaving to Eretz Yisrael, not earlier.
Only when they're leaving.
She's going back to Naomi And that's where we learn the Hilchot Gerut from.
Right.
So when would it have happened? Happening now.
Right.
Not earlier when
Right.
they met married.
You're right, because what it says next, "V'im sofan litgayed, tehei itdabekuta berucha berucha." Because again, why this Zohar Mishpatim goes on for pages. It says what? It says that if they do convert, then the neshamot would be attached to each other. Okay, so he's saying that לפי כוונת נעמי הייתה שאין רוח שהרוח הקדוש יתיישב בגוף הטמא, and if at the end they will mitgayed, that they're going to convert, then then their souls will get reattached to each other. That's what Naomi was saying, the mother-in-law. Okay, by the way, Zohar brings this up in two places, Mishpatim and Teruma, and Parashat Teruma. Ve'tosif alehen.
Mother-in-law soul with your meaning? Or-
No, mother, no, relax. There's every relationship in the Torah, every comparison, father to son, mother to daughter, husband to thing. There's one relationship that's not recorded in the Torah and not used as an example. Mother-in-law to son-in-law. I was expecting a much larger laugh. I'm just saying.
Truth hurts.
No, I'm blessed. No, Be'emet, I'm Baruch Hashem. I'm blessed.
Continue
You got two?
Stepmother.
I just said. Oh, that's your laugh. That's all fun and games. Stephanie, I just said. Read it.
John Delec.
You might be watching.
She's one of the five.
She's one of the five, right?
I'm coming for you when I am.
5 years.
ותוסיף עליהן כוח הקדושה על הנשיקה דנעמי עם הרוח הקדושה ותועיל להן להתקרב. What was this kiss? This kiss was a big deal. This kiss was to get rid of the neshamot that was going to be inside, and also to encourage them to convert. Encourage them to.
The holiness that resided inside them at that point.
It's heavy. No, it's a big deal. But in the old days, they did that.
People were more in touch with themselves too at that time. It wasn't like today everybody's, plastered on whatever stuff they're on, social media, movies.
Well, irrelevant. All right, either way.
It's just
Okay.
but it's wild to say that the Jewish neshama
Yeah.
went into a Goyish body.
That's
what he's saying.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
It's wild.
What do you think? What do you think if a Yehud is going to be with a Goya? What do you think? There's not going to be.
There's some Kedusha there.
Just relations without marriage.
Kedusha with what? No, the Kedusha is getting punished.
Right, but it's nichnas.
But Naomi didn't want that.
Right. She
Naomi
wants to
didn't
take
want
it out,
that.
but it
She
was
wants to
there.
take it out.
Yeah,
But it's-
but it was
look,
there.
anything in the world, everything in the world has Kedusha. Everything, because Hakadosh Baruch Hu is Kadosh. If Hakadosh Baruch Hu is not in it, it doesn't exist. Evil is the absence. Derech Hashem explains that evil is Hashem moving backwards. Okay, and therefore becomes darker, and that's evil. But if Hashem goes closer to the concept of murder, all of a sudden it looks pretty good, because it is good, because the Shekinah is closer to it. So therefore it's
That's why
amen.
holy body becomes tumid once the
Not
neshama
putting
leaves.
this in my car.
Why? Stephanie caught you? She caught you, didn't she? It comes in with 2 bags. It says, "Do you have space in your freezer?" I go, "What?" I go, Stephanie finds out, she's gonna kill you.
Yeah, this is a wild line. Ruach HaKodesh Yitashev B'guf Tameh. That there's a concept.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Kedusha
Yeah,
can reside in Tameh.
of course. Yeah,
Wild. Yeah.
yeah, it is wild, but it's
What
true.
about if it's just relations without marriage?
It ain't good.
There's no concept of Kedusha.
Do you think somebody like a man is losing part of himself in that?
1,000,000%. I'm sorry, it's true. If a guy, we have a Brit Milah. Brit Milah, it says that Masechet Eruvin, that Abraham Avinu waits at the gate of Gan Eden. I'm sorry, at Gehinam. And he will take out anybody, and he pulls you out. But if he doesn't recognize your Brit Milah, he what's it called you? He doesn't know he doesn't know who you are, and he lets you go walk right in
So does it mean not recognizing it?
by abusing it. Yeah, heavy. Okay, I'm stopping the class to shake my friend's hand.
That's the coach.
I miss you.
And I don't care you don't answer my calls, and I don't care you don't answer my messages.
Talking about Sammy or your mother?
Okay, let's continue. Okay, so hook him up. Give him a plate. Give him something to eat. Yeah, don't ask, just give. Never ask. Always give. Never ask.
Just kidding, we don't have-
By the way, so he did. So the kiss, this neshika that he did is twofold. The first one is right to ilahin litgayer. It's going to try to convince them to convert. The im and the Zera Shimshon is explaining, and if her kavanah was not the litgayer, what was done? 5 minutes, by the way. I'm just telling you. Neshika zot tishov mehen oto ruach kedusha. It's going to push out the ruach, the kedusha, so the kids could get out of the neshama. V'lachen bachu shetehen. This is why they were crying. This is why Ruth and Orpah were crying. Al shehashadan she'en kavanatan l'shem shamayim litkayen. Orpah was not such a bad girl, by the way. Well, she whatever. At the end of the day, it didn't work out, huh? All right. That's not for now.
So were the actions after her because how much she missed
They're
the
crying
holiness
because
that
they
she
know
was
that they know what her kavanah is, and now they're crying that she is hoshed on them, that they didn't want to convert the Shem Shamayim. That's why they were crying, even though that one of them did not. It's not that she didn't want it. They would have converted the Shem Shamayim. Oh, by the way, the Gemara says she was this close. Like one more hug, you would have been over. She would have came. Literally, that's what it was, a hairline. She just did it. The Torah didn't want her to. Hashem didn't want her to. Hashem just wanted to do it.
You know what she did that night afterwards?
Stop it. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
No, it was done to her. It wasn't.
We just learned on the daf.
Was it really?
On the daf, a few weeks
It's a
ago.
very uncomfortable daf.
100, yeah.
That's what it's all this
a wild daf.
It's still uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable.
I heard this sort of briefly.
So then I should 100
Yeah.
in a dog.
I really don't. Again, I really don't like it. I really don't like it. Josh. Josh. It makes me
It's
feel
the
like
Gemara. What do you mean? It's all
Huh?
Torah. That's Torah just as much as everything else.
There is also a concept of istanis in the Gemara too. Guys with OCD can't hear these things.
Unhealthy imagination.
Ruth is a tzaddiket, nachon, emet. So ubanashika, this kiss that she did, Ruth shaita kavarata litkayer. Ruth had in mind to what's it called, right? To convert. Nitose baruach dikdusha. She got supercharged. Ruth got supercharged with this kiss that Naomi gave her. And Orpah, shelo haita kavarata litkayer legamre, yatsa mimena miksat oto haruach. The opposite happened. Some of the ruach of Machon Ochel, because Machlok, which one they got married, came out of her. About lo legamre. Zera Shimshon says not though. Remember. Look, remember we said that the ruach, the neshama of a guy, right, stays in the almana's body.
Right, unless the.
You really miss some heavy stuff.
We did this 2 years ago on Shavuot.
I love you. I remember doing this. I didn't remember who.
Yeah.
The kiss. Remember? I love it. That's when we first met. No, really. Huh? No, we stayed up Shavuot night by Shirat David in the what's it called? Right by the school. Right? Yeah. It was cool. So what was I saying?
Because the holiness.
Ruth had in mind
But didn't have an intention to convert, so she got even.
Orpah. Orpah had the opposite effect.
Stayed inside of the husband.
Right. So Ruth was able to get out. I'm sorry. Naomi was able to pull out a lot of the neshama from Orpah, but not all of it. Because she wasn't sure is she going to convert or not. So she wanted to leave the neshama of the guy, and maybe I'm not sure. Don't go yet. I'm not sure. I need a minute.
Wait, the guy inside of Ruth?
Yeah, Orpah. Ruth, when Ruth got kissed, right, there was a surge of kedusha that went inside of her. There was a surge of kedusha that went inside of her because didn't leave because she knew she was converting. She did not have to be convinced. Orpah was on the fence, and since Orpah was on the fence, when she kissed her, then the ruach of one of the sons, because it's mahloket which one married who, came out of her, but not all of it. Why? Because she wasn't sure. Maybe I'll still convert. Let me keep the guy inside of me. I'm not sure. You missed some heavy stuff. I'm sorry. Okay?
So she retained the power.
She retained Kedusha.
Yeah.
Right? ובסוף, at the end, it says, ותשק עורפה לחמותה ורוח דופקה בה. Different, right? The pasuk at the end says that after she kissed both of them, you see two different lishonot. The first one is Orpah kisses her mother-in-law, but Ruth attached herself to her mother-in-law. Unbelievable. The words of the Pesukim. Unbelievable. Why does everybody do that? Ha. What's
Beautiful.
But the Gemara says don't ha. The Gemara in Berachot says yes.
Rabbi Nachman says that.
So I want to learn that because I know there's a whole thing about that. I don't get it. I gotta look into it.
We hear it a lot in church.
What?
We hear it a lot during davening.
Right, we should work on that. Okay. Vatisha korban lahamota and Ruth, right, attached herself, right? כשגמרה בדעתה שלא להתגייר, אז אותו רשימו של רוח הקדושה שנשאר בגופה, רצה לצאת חוצה לגמרי. Unbelievable.
Can you translate that?
No. Orpah, when she remember, she's on the fence. Orpah's on the fence. Am I gonna convert or am I not gonna convert? Once she decides that she's not gonna convert, the neshama that's inside of her says, all right, I'm out of here. I gotta get out of here.
I thought it left already when she kissed her.
So
Almost.
not fully, because Orpah was on the fence. Should I convert or should I maybe not? Maybe yes. So let me don't go all the way. Let me have some of you. Let me stay. I'm not sure, because if I do decide to convert, I want that kedusha, but I'm not sure if I want to deal with that. That's Orpah. That's why the words of the pasuk are different. Naomi kisses the daughter-in-laws, and the return kiss is different. It says, "Vatishak Orpah lahamota." Orpah kisses the mother-in-law, but Ruth holds on to the mother-in-law. Davkaba grabs on. Okay. Kishigamra bedata. So now Orpah knows Orpah knows she doesn't want to. Now Orpah knows she doesn't want to convert. As otor reshim, now this what does the reshimu mean? The remnants of the neshama of the ruach and kedusha that's inside of her wants to leave. ומשום הכי היא רצה עתה לשק את נעמי שהרי המיעוט רצה ללך אחר הרוב. She went to kiss Naomi. Why? Because she doesn't want it in her anymore. She made her decision. Orpah made a decision. And we know that the mi'ut, the minority, goes with the majority. So Orpah returned a kiss to Naomi in order to remove the reshima that was already inside of her. You understand? Naomi, now, okay, again, we're going to review.
Naomi removed the majority.
No, not Naomi. Orpah. There's two daughter-in-laws, Ruth and Orpah.
When Orpah kissed back,
Huh?
A little bit is left.
Because Orpah didn't want to let it go.
Okay, but
Now that I know, forget stuff. It's very nice, but I love you guys, but I'm out. Okay? Now, Orpah returns the kiss. Why should she return the kiss? Because she returned the neshama. The remnants of her son that's inside, I want out. And that's what she does. But Ruth is different. Ruth dovkaba. Ruth attaches herself. But not what's it called? Not Orpah. Okay, again, a reviewing. You ready, boys?
You can read Ba Behei.
What?
You can read Ba Behei. Shidavka Behei.
Behei what? Hashem?
Yeah.
Very nice. Good. Cute. It's good. Okay, it's good. It's good. All right, so listen. We have a pasuk, right? But sorry, we're going to jump through the questions. Naomi, if you look at the pasukim, Naomi says, Hashem, Yiten Hashem lachem, which is Lashon Zachar. Why are you talking to me Lashon Zachar if you're talking to daughters? It should be Nekeva. So we have a Zohar in Mishpatim that says what? That says that when a husband dies, God forbid, a husband dies, the neshama stays with the wife. And if the wife gets remarried, then the ruach of the first husband and the second husband fight. Because the first husband died early. Then you cannot, this belongs to me. You can't be here. The Zohar HaKadosh in Mishpatim goes pages about this, by the way. It's crazy.
Oh, I got a question.
Yes.
Let's say she's not necessarily getting remarried at that point, perhaps in the future, whatever it might be, but she wants that separation. Is she allowed to do that process?
No idea. God ask the rabbi. I don't know that. Okay. So now what happens? So now Naomi, what does she do? She knows of the Zohar. So now she kisses. She wishes the boys that are inside the girls, the daughter-in-laws, to leave, go. Okay, and also wishing menucha, peace, to the daughter-in-laws. Why? Because they're not going to have peace unless these guys leave. If they don't leave, there's no peace. Good. Then what happens? Then that's why the pasuk acknowledges zachar first and then nekeva. Okay. And now comes the kiss, the nishika. The nishika is a big part because nishika is proactive. It's offensive and defensive. The nishika that she gives is instilling kedusha if she wants. If they want it, they can grab it. If not, it's meant to extract the neshamot of the sons. You understand? Psycho, crazy, unbelievable. And one takes it and one doesn't. One returns it. Rut, one says, Rut, I want the kedusha. I already know I'm going to convert. You don't have to convince me. I'm converting. So she got supercharged. She got extra kedusha. Then what happens next? The next one is what? Orpah was on the fence. So generally, the first one, Orpah, the first kiss that Naomi gave her removed the majority of the neshama. Right? Again, it's a machloket. Who's married to? Machlon Bechlion, Ruth, Orpah. Irrelevant. Not relevant. Doesn't matter. Don't matter. Now, but Orpah says to herself, don't take all of it. I want some of it because I'm not sure. Then Orpah decides, I don't want to convert. Orpah goes actively to go kiss Naomi. Where does that come from? Because she wants to return the neshama. Take it. I don't want it. But Ruth, davkaba. Ruth grabs on. Amazing thing. Okay? Ruth was different. She already attached herself to Naomi from the first kiss. Remember, Naomi kissed both of them. She kissed both of them. Why? Because it's either you're in or you're out. I'm giving you this kiss. I'm either going to grab the boys out or I'm going to give you extra kiss with shot. Ruth was already, I'm in. And this explains. Everybody should have, unbelievable. Everybody should have a beracha. We're not done. We're going to split the YouTube situation in half. Okay, but I want to just give everyone a beracha for this. It's
doing a siyum, by the way, as well.
Oh, we do. Who's doing the siyum?
Sorry, sir. I'm going to quickly.
You can do it. Good. So you have to understand what's so beautiful. What's so beautiful is that this is Ruth. I don't know if you guys have learned it outside or not, but I recommend you learn it. It's the most unbelievable, beautiful story. All right, and Bezat Hashem, everybody should have a happy ending, just like Ruth. And we should all be able to learn together until Mashiach comes. B'Rabi Amen. Amen. Okay, now you want to do the what's it called?
Do the siyum in the next second part 2.
Well, this is part 2, so you should shut this.
Yeah, shut it.
Well, we have guys. There's too much food here. If you don't eat,